How's it going, everybody? This is Todd Abedrabbo. Hope you're having another great day, and welcome back to another video. Alright, it's time for another life update. In this series, I'll talk about everything that's been happening with me outside of YouTube, and I'll also share with you some of the fun and exciting content that I have planned over the next couple of months. So everything that you need to know in regards to what's happening with me right now, you'll find out about that and more in this series. And boy, let's just say it has been a very eventful summer, so I'll go ahead and keep this brief. Obviously, for the majority of the summer, I've been doing summer concerts with the New Jersey Symphony. We did a whole lot of outdoor concerts, so a couple of them did have to be moved indoors. We also had our Cone concert in Princeton, a couple of chamber performances, and also a couple of film concerts, which is something that I don't think has really been done with the New Jersey Symphony in the past, but we had a couple, including the North American premiere of Bahubali: The Beginning, which is a Telugu film, and also one of my all-time favorite films, probably one of the greatest films of all time, The Godfather live in concert. I was very excited to get to be a part of that. But obviously the focus now is to get ready for FY25, which of course begins this month, and of course our first concert is this upcoming month on October 6th with The Voice of Nature at NJPAC. It's going to be a very fun and exciting concert. I hope to get to see all of you there at that one, because it's going to be a lot of fun, and of course a whole bunch of our other concerts throughout the course of the 2024-25 season. If you want to know more about that, I'll leave the link to our full concert listing in the description below. Hopefully I'll see you at some of those performances. Of course, the other major thing that happened with me in regards to New Jersey Symphony is of course being a part of the historic announcement of our relocation to the Symphony Center in Jersey City. Obviously, we all know that that's not going to be open to the public until early 2026, but we are planning to relocate there within the next few months. I don't know when exactly that's going to be, but obviously it is going to be the new home base for New Jersey Symphony very soon, and obviously being a part of that announcement is such a big deal, because the Symphony, despite being around for almost 100 years, we still haven't had a permanent location. So obviously I cannot wait to see exactly what it looks like once construction of that place is completed. Of course, it's not going to be for a while, so obviously we'll still be at our home base in Newark for now until it is officially completed, but still, it is such a huge and transformational event for us, and I'm really looking forward to getting to be a part of this brand new era once this thing opens up in 2026. I also got to catch up with some of my friends at Union College of New Jersey again. We had our summer social at the River and Rail Cantina in Cranford again. I was there last year for that celebration, and obviously I got to be a part of that celebration again. I got to meet a lot of old faces there and also meet some new ones as well. So obviously it's always great to get to meet some of our newer friends there at Union College, professionals obviously, especially all the young ones there. And I believe the next one's not going to be that long from now. Obviously I think it will be within a couple of months or so, sometime during the winter obviously, so whenever that happens, hopefully if it doesn't interfere with my schedule, I'll be a part of that as well. And I also at some point need to catch up with some of my old friends at King University as well, because it's been a while since I was there as well, so hopefully I'll get a chance to see those people there again very soon. And finally, the big news that I do want to share, obviously if you haven't been following my social media, I am officially a champion nominee for the Best Buddies New Jersey Champion of the Year festivities this season. The last couple of years I got to be a mission partner for my good friend Gregory Dillon, and ultimately got to learn the ropes about this whole exciting event obviously, but this year I am taking the leap up as a champion nominee for this year. So this is a big leap, but I feel like that I'm ready for the task this time around to start fundraising on my own terms, and I'm really excited to get to be advocating for Best Buddies New Jersey and all the fun programs that they are doing throughout the state and beyond. It's going to be very fun. I can't wait to get to advocate for the organization. Obviously, I've been a part of this organization for the last 5 years now, and they helped me get to where I'm at now in New Jersey Symphony, and really, it's just only appropriate that I get to do this just to show off how much I appreciate Best Buddies New Jersey for all the hard work that they do, not just for me, but for everybody else with disabilities, and even those without disabilities as well, for advocating for friendships as well as for jobs, living spaces, and everything else. So this is going to be a very exciting thing that I'm going to get to do. If you want to donate to my campaign, I'll leave the link to that in the description below. It really advocates for all the new programs that Best Buddies New Jersey is hoping to start very soon, along with the brand new chapters, as well as a whole bunch of other avenues for this organization in the near future as well. So yeah, we got a whole lot of exciting things that happen over the course of the summer, and of course one that I will be working on throughout the fall, and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So obviously this summer has been pretty eventful, but I am looking forward to the fall. And obviously, considering that the fall is my birth season, which is in November, I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. Anyways, we're going to move on now to our content update. In this part, I talk about all the content that I have planned for the next couple of months, and sticking with the Champion of the Year stuff, the next few Wednesdays, you're going to see a brand new series here on my YouTube channel. But at least the next 8 weeks, we're going to be seeing a brand new series here on my channel called Living with Disability. It's going to be a series in which I talk about a whole range of topics in regards to living with a disability and really the struggles in regards to living with one. I'll also share with you some of the pillars in regards to Best Buddies New Jersey and how they have been able to advocate for those that have struggled with living with a disability. I just feel like it's really appropriate that I get to do that, because obviously, just like me, there are so many other people that are living with disabilities that are having such a tough time out there. And so really, this is just to shine a light on those that are just trying to find a way to succeed in this world with a disability. And it's going to be a huge central focus as part of my campaign for Best Buddies New Jersey and the Champion of the Year stuff. In fact, that's going to be my next video on my YouTube channel starting this Wednesday. And again, it's going to be every Wednesday for at least the next 8 weeks until the gala that takes place on November 15th. I'll be sharing with you a little bit about my campaign, what I plan on doing, and again, I will preview to you some of the stuff that I will be talking about in this series. So stay tuned next Wednesday. It's going to be a brand new series that I'm going to be doing for the next couple of months, and I'm really looking forward to getting to talk about how living with disability affects everybody and why it is still important that those with disabilities ultimately have the best life possible. Of course, that's not the only content that I have planned throughout the fall. I also have a whole bunch of other food eating content that I got planned. Obviously, I just did one earlier this week with Popeyes. Obviously, that was a whole lot of fun, but ultimately looking at doing a few reviews as well, and then ultimately a couple of challenges as well. So stay tuned for those. I got a little bit of those coming up. I also have some video game content coming up as well, maybe at least one or two of those. In fact, I just finished up with Dangerous Driving, which is of course the sequel, or at least the spiritual successor to the Burnout franchise, and I have quite a few thoughts on that. So I'll give my review on that in a future video eventually before the next life update, and then maybe a couple other stuff as well. So if you have any video game content ideas, let me know down in the comments below. And of course, as we all know, since this is a presidential election year, I will ultimately have to talk about the presidential election like I did back in 2020. Yes, I'm not looking forward to discussing it. However, I already know who I am voting for in this election, and I will share with you my prediction along with some of my thoughts on the election and ultimately what both the Democratic and Republican Party candidates stand for, and ultimately how I think this is all going to turn out come November 5th. It will be a little bit of a heated discussion, obviously, but still, I do feel like it is important to do another presidential election video, so I will have that for you the weekend before the election, hopefully on November 2nd. And yeah, so I got that going on, and of course, a whole bunch of other great content, obviously, throughout the next couple of months, so you're definitely going to want to be subscribed to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, because I'm definitely looking forward to sharing all this content and more for you in the near future. And speaking of sharing, time for me to get excited over football season again. That's right, for this final part, I'm going to end this video with sharing a few of my predictions for the upcoming NFL season. Obviously, I have done that for the last couple of years now, and obviously, as you all know, I'm so excited for football season to rev up again. So here are a few of my predictions in regards to all of what's going to happen here in the NFL this season. Obviously, one of the predictions I have this year is that hopefully this is the year that the New York Jets will finally make it back to the playoffs. It's been such a long time, obviously, and so hopefully this year is the year that it finally does happen. But another thing that is going to happen to the Jets is that it is going to have this season's comeback player of the year, and that is Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, as we all know, he joined the New York Jets in 2023. However, his season literally only lasted 4 plays because of an injury, and obviously I couldn't tell you how much my heart dropped as a result of that. But however, he is back healthy and ready to roll this season. I definitely feel like that this year we're going to see the Aaron Rodgers that we used to see over in Green Bay, and not only is he going to lead them back to the playoffs this season, but I feel like that this year he will lock up the comeback player of the year award. So I'm definitely hoping to see if he can show the old Aaron Rodgers we used to know over in Green Bay. Then in regards to my rookie of the year predictions, obviously if I had to take a guess, I'm actually going to go a little bit unconventionally for this one. I'm actually going to go with Jaden Daniels of the Washington Commanders. Obviously, he is the most recent Heisman Trophy winner, and he was the number 2 overall pick behind Caleb Williams of the Chicago Bears. And I know a lot has been made in regards to Caleb Williams, but I think everybody is sleeping a little in regards to Jaden Daniels. I think that he might actually be the better QB of the two. Obviously, as we all know, I thought Bryce Young was going to be the Rookie of the Year last year, but the number 2 pick, CJ Stroud, he completely blew everybody out of the water, and he ultimately took home Rookie of the Year honors there. So obviously, we all know that even though you are the number 1 pick, that doesn't mean that you are the favorite for Rookie of the Year. And even though Caleb Williams is good, he's dealing with a Chicago Bears team that's been under a ton of dysfunction over the last few years, and I think that's really going to affect him. Washington, on the other hand, everything is all new. The head coach, the staff, and ultimately a whole lot of great players as well. And I feel like that Jaden Daniels is really going to benefit from that. So I don't know if they'll make the playoffs this year, but I feel like that Jaden Daniels is going to be the guy that comes out on top in regards to Rookie of the Year. In regards to my pick for the MVP this year, I feel like that if you haven't seen this guy perform the way he did last year, I'm going to be honest with you, you need to this year, because this guy, in my opinion, I think is the best all-around player in all of the NFL, and that is Christian McCaffrey of the San Francisco 49ers. I do feel like that this year is the year that is the first time in a while that a non-QB ultimately wins the league MVP award, and I feel like that McCaffrey is going to be the guy that gets it. I mean, literally, last year might very well be the best I've ever seen Christian McCaffrey in the NFL, and he was already really good as a running back long before 2023, but last season was the year that he really took it up a notch. In my opinion, it should have ended with a Super Bowl title, but obviously, you know, this guy, he can do it all. He can run around, he can even catch passes. Heck, I think he's even thrown a couple of passes, if I'm right in saying that. He's even returned kickoffs and punts as well. So this guy can do it all, and boy, does he do it with electricity. I feel like that if he can stay healthy this year and continue to do what he did the season before, I think this guy is going to be the first non-QB to win the league MVP award in such a long time, and I feel like that this year, that award is going to be his. In fact, in regards to his team, I also think that they will be this year's Super Bowl 59 world champions. I just feel like that when you look at the roster compared to last year's champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, who they should have beat at Super Bowl 58, I feel like that this year the San Francisco 49ers are the all-around better team in regards to who they have on their roster and ultimately everything else in between. Yes, obviously the Chiefs are looking to repeat, and of course they still have Patrick Mahomes, which is good, but hey, Brock Purdy, he has been surprisingly good despite being Mr. or at least he was supposed to be Mr. Irrelevant after the 2022 draft. He has proven us wrong. You got Brandon Ayuk coming back. You, of course, mentioned Christian McCaffrey, and of course, you have George Kittle returning as well, and you have a whole bunch of star power on offense and defense. I really don't know if there's anybody that can really top that. Yes, obviously, I'll be rooting for the New York Jets, obviously, but I just don't think a Super Bowl is in the cards for him again. But I do hope the playoffs is, obviously. But however, in the end, while I do think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be the odds-on favorite to win and repeat as Super Bowl champions, I do feel like that when you look at overall power, or ultimately experience on the roster, I feel like that in the end, I think it's going to be the San Francisco 49ers that comes out on top as this year's Super Bowl champions. It's going to be a fun football season. I'm looking forward to it, and of course we got a whole bunch of other great stuff, content for my channel, and ultimately a whole bunch of things that are happening in my life. So these next couple of months is going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the fall brings, and ultimately we'll have one more life update video here for my channel, and that's going to become in late November around Thanksgiving weekend. So I'll share with you one final life update for this year, and hopefully there will be a lot more to talk about there when we finish up with 2024. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you'd like to see more of my content, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when my latest video is released. Comment below for future suggestions for all my videos, whether it's blogs, plushes, or challenges, you name it. Leave it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to make them. As always, follow me on my social media. All the links are in the description below. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you're having a great day. As always, I hope to see you all again in another video very soon. So long, everybody.